I think that we can say it's about three factors, three main factors. The first is the pattern of neoliberal industrialization that has spread around the globe, and that involves either a combination of extraction of resources and of cheap labor. And the worst of all is it's not just a question of exploitation of cheap labor. The worst is the fact that so many people are not exploited at all. They are not involved in a meaningful way in productive activities. And the second cause is that there are a number of institutions facilitating these. The powerful groups are developing institutions that facilitate this kind of development. And the third factor is, of course, the lack of influence of counter forces, counter movements to alter these things. So these are the three major things. Well, the main strategies have to be to support counter movements, to support better representation of the interests that want to change this pattern of industrialization and development. And that involves, that's very difficult because it involves bringing a lot of scattered actors together. And so the main problem is how can you bring all these scattered actors together? In the European development, we had a comprehensive industrialization and we had broad classes, working classes and middle classes that could work together. The challenge in the Global South is that these forces are so scattered. So the challenge is to bring them together. And it seems as if the issue of social rights, welfare issues combined with labor rights, that in turn are related to how their demands can be implemented in a less corrupt way. It seems that alliances around these issues are the most feasible ones. Then, of course, in the longer term, if you get these actors a bit more consolidated, then they can also influence negotiations of, growth coalitions that can combine equity and development. That is in the long run. But first, people have to be solid enough, solid actors that can negotiate this. You can't negotiate these things unless you have actors that can sit around tables and discuss these matters. Well, there is absolutely nothing wrong in trying to sort of promote the international discourse, the international discussion about these aims, and to try to bring more and more people and governments and so on to at least in words, commit themselves to it. But the problem is, of course, that nothing is said about how it's going to be implemented. And so the power relations, the political economy of these problems are not addressed. And that is why development aid is so frustrating, that even though the problems are political, it doesn't address the political problems.